We are Metro Water Recovery. As the largest wastewater treatment provider in the Rocky Mountain West, we serve some 2.2 million people in Metro Denver. More than 400 employees work together to accomplish our mission, protecting the region's health and environment by cleaning water and recovering resources. Metro treats and reclaims an astounding 138 million gallons of water per day. To collect and recover all this water, Metro relies on an expansive infrastructure network throughout our 817 square mile service area. Meet Metro's environmental sampling team. Dedicated to advancing environmental stewardship every day, they conduct detailed sampling and flow metering of all connecting municipalities and permitted industries. In fact, the team monitors 84 incoming flow metering stations, 76 composite sampling stations, and 53 permitted industrial sampling locations.
Every day we have to collect samples throughout the treatment process at both of our treatment plants, so at the Height treatment plant as well as the NTP plant. In addition to that, we have sampling stations that are located around the Denver metro area that we collect samples from and maintain those stations. And we also collect samples from industries in the Denver metro area.
So the environmental sampling team is essentially a dedicated group of individuals who are focused on measuring all of the flow and conducting all of the sampling that is required both from a regulatory perspective, looking inward at Metro's water, as well as outward to our industrial pretreatment users.
The sampling team is important to Metro's mission because we need to collect these samples not only to stay in regulatory compliance at our facilities, but we also need to collect the sampling data so that our engineers and operators that run our treatment plants are informed with sampling data so that they can keep adjusting the processes so they're more efficient and more successful at treating the water. And at the end of the day, it's our sampling that ensures that we are cleaning the water that comes into our plant and that we are now releasing back into the environment and we know it's safe and clean.
That every day is different. You never really know what you're going to be coming into or what you're going to be seeing. I mean, while you might still be sampling industries today and industries tomorrow, it's not going to be the same industry. So you're really going to get a different view of the industries we sample, the industrial processes that they have, the things that we're sampling for, different elements for different industries. And that variety for me is one of the greatest things. I mean, you may be in one part of the city doing industrial pretreatment sampling, and another part of the city you might be doing gas sampling or solid sampling. There's a lot of variety, so it's definitely not one of those jobs where you just walk in and do the same thing every day, punch in, repeat, punch out. So that's my favorite thing about it.
I would say the biggest skill to have in this team, the most valuable skill I think, is to really be a problem solver and to be able to think on your feet and solve issues as they come. We are always sampling in different locations. They're not always set up for us to sample like in the most successful way. So you really have to think on your feet sometimes, and if something goes wrong, you got to figure out how can you make it work, how can you fix it, and then how can you get the data that we need in the appropriate form that we need. So definitely being able to come up with solutions on your own is probably one of the most valuable skills you could bring to the team.
And I would say that the most rewarding part of the job by far is just having a job that matters, like structurally. You're doing something that impacts the big picture, the environment as a whole, the environment that, if you live here, you're participating in making sure that it stays a good place to live, and there's no such thing as new water, so we got to make sure that we're doing right by the water that we have access to.
We're seeking adaptable and detail-oriented individuals who are passionate about safety and protecting public health.